So, folks, we have about 7 minutes left before our deadline, before the clock strikes midnight, and this is the last pod before the American election.
Orange McFuckface, bye-bye.
So, let's start. First of all, does anybody want to double or nothing their bets?
There is 1,000. Now, was there 1,000 Canadian dollars or 1,000 American dollars? I don't think we ever clarified that, but we have 1,000 smackaroos steaming toward my port very happily. I will announce on the podcast following the election, I will announce the destination for that $1,000. I am predicting I will win it. And I'm going to, because I'm a generous soul, I'm going to dedicate it to a good cause. And I will make that announcement to the public and to Jenni on the morning after.
Okay.
So, Scott, let's start with this. What's your prediction? And describe your prediction in a way that's more extensive than just a victory for one or the other.
I think it is going to be a smashing victory. I think that the ass has been falling out of this thing for a while, and I think it's sliding hard. I'm not one of those, and I could be proven very wrong on this point, but I'm not one of those that fears the mail-in ballots, that I think that we're going to end up with, there's slow states and fast states when it comes to counting. I think that we're going to see that the board's going to get run pretty heavy. I think that, Trump's going to lose Texas. I think he's going to lose the Senate. I think he's going to lose North Carolina. I think he's going to lose Ohio. And I think that this thing's going to be I think it's a greater likelihood that Biden wins 400 electoral seats than that Trump wins the election. And I don't think that Trump
will lose Texas and Ohio.
I do.
Okay.
But the polls haven't.
No, I said Georgia. Sorry. I think I think Texas is in play. I think he'll lose Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say the polls have it tightening in Texas, but most of the polls have a slight Trump lead.
Yeah, he should win Texas even still, but I think it's in play, which is insane. But I think he will lose Georgia, so I think it's going to be. And I don't think that Trump. My other prediction is I don't believe that Trump will. Trump will do bullshit and say bullshit about how he didn't really win and it was stolen from him. But I think that's all about face saving so he can talk for the rest of his life that he wasn't a loser. I don't think he'll actually dig his fingernails into the Resolute desk and be pulled out at gunpoint. I don't think that's going to happen. I think our fears about that are exaggerated.
Okay. Jenni, prediction from Tuesday night?
Oh, listen, I bet when America's unemployment was at 3% and it was pre-COVID. Listen, we'll see. Certain state polls are tightening. If you look at Michigan and Florida and Texas, North Carolina. So we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting one to watch. But as you know, I do not make electoral predictions for the most part.
Right. I think it's going to be a Biden victory, but I don't think it's going to be quite as smashing as Scott does, and I don't think it's going to be quite as satisfying as Scott thinks. I think that Trump will narrowly scrape through in a number of states like Texas that will make him somewhat competitive in the Electoral College. Here's my last question before we go, because it's really relevant. Keith Bogue brought this up last week about where Florida goes, because Florida is going to know all of its ballots on election night. It's not going to have to wait to count mail-in ballots. Florida's going to know its count. And if Biden wins Florida, Trump has no path to the White House. And so the one way we'll know for sure what the result is on election night is if Biden wins Florida. Who wins Florida? Scott?
I think Biden.
I think Trump. Just for argument's sake.
I think Biden, and we will see.